Okay, here we are at the site of the first substantial church on Jamestown Island at James Fort. We're doing a little experimental archaeology. So the archaeology crew is building or reconstructing a portion of the church so the visitors can understand what the actual foundations and somewhat fabric of the building would have looked like. So our intention here is not to recreate the entire church, but give some notion of the space so when people are standing inside the church, they can understand what the walls would look like, what the fabric of the building. The walls would have been mud and stud. We have a description by John Smith who says the first church was homely like a barn set upon cratchits, and so that's sort of our understanding from the historic documents. The archaeology showed a post and ground building, so it had rather large posts that would have supported the framing above, which would have been sedge or thatch roof, which would have been very heavy actually in the end. So the first thing we do is to put the studs in the ground in a narrow trench that we excavate, and we've decided to line it with boards just to have a form to pour concrete. So we pour concrete in the bottom to keep the studs intact, and the reason is because people are probably going to be coming up, kids are going to be pulling on these things, and we don't want them to move very much. Once we pour the concrete, then we take the clay, and the way we've decided to mix the clay, first with the sample by hand, but then later in large amounts back behind, out of the view of the public, so nobody's in danger. We mix it with a rototiller. So we get a big rubber mat they use for horse stalls, throw the clay on there, we add our bonding agent, and then mix it with that, create blocks of clay, probably similar to what the colonists did, bring it out, put it on the wall, shape it, finish it, and go on to the next section. So the bonding agent that we add to the clay is Quikrete surface bond, and the reason we do that is because it's white. It also contains fiberglass, which helps bond the clay. It's kind of cheating, but the colonists would have added, as we know from the archaeology, they would have added black rush, which grows in the marshes around here. It's similar to a grass, but grows in sort of marshy areas. And we found that in the clay wall samples from our earliest structures. So the work we've done here is a continuation of our experimental archaeology, or our commitment to experimental archaeology, and it's something that's very light on the landscape. In other words, nothing we've done has impacted the archaeology below. It's all done in fill so that we can, or someone in the future can very easily remove it, or if need be, build something else here. So within a few weeks, visitors will be able to come inside this and enjoy this space and understand the full sort of gravity or breadth of what the 24 by 60 foot building that the colonists described would have looked like.